Hi everyone, it's me, the Broke Stacker. Today I wanted to go over with you guys dollar cost averaging a little more depth and examples of what that might look like after the course of a month or many months. So I just pulled up on Siri, Google, whatever you want. They said the average income in the United States, bring this up here, average income annually in the United States was $60,000 a year, right? And that was in 2023. Lord knows what it'll be for 2024. Anyways, $60,000 a year divided by 12 months, that comes up to $5,000 a month. And if you're going to do a percentage, this is what I recommend doing. Figure out your percentage, whether it be 1%, 5%, 100%, I don't care. It's up to you to decide. Maybe get with a financial advisor what you can afford or can't. But anyways, yeah. So let's just give you guys some examples of what that might look like. So if you got 5% of $5,000, that would be $250 a month what you would be stacking, or 10% would be $500, so on and so forth. So to give you guys an example of what that might look like, $250 a month, spots sitting roughly right around what, 25 or a little over $25 an ounce right now. Let's just say you're going to get 10 ounces in, right? Boom. That's a 10-ounce bar, right? I'm sure you're going to pay a little more premium. Maybe you get lucky, get something at spot. But yeah, roughly thereabouts, if you're going to save 5% at $60,000 a year, and this is going to be a monthly amount, you'd stack about a 10-ounce bar, 10 ounces. It could be a bar, it could be rounds, it can be government-sanctioned bullion. There's lots of different ways to do it, guys. Sorry, my camera there. But yeah, get this thing back out over here. It could be a lot of different things. You can get some maple leaves if you're a little more comfortable with that. Mexican libertads. Higher premiums on these guys. So remember, if you pay higher on the premiums, you're going to get less weight. Comes down to it at the end of the day. This is all silver and it's all sold at spot by the ounce, right? But sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not. With the American Silver Eagles, Libertads, just remember these collectible items, whether it be government sanctioned bullion, specific ones, or if you're going to come over here with a whole bunch of different collectible stuff, like, you can pay a higher premium on this stuff, but just remember, when you go to sell it 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, people might not care for this design as much. They might not care about the germanium. They'd be like, oh yeah, those guys, they were, they did terrible things or something, 40 years from now. So now at the end of the day, they don't care about the design, but now it's just another ounce of silver. So keep that in mind when you pay higher premiums on things. You might not get it back, but at the end of the day, you always have an ounce of silver, or however much you're buying on weight-wise. So keep that in mind. Some things are collectible, but nobody has a crystal ball, and nobody can predict the future as far as collectibles go. So that's another example there. So another, if you're gonna double down, let's just say you're gonna do another 10-ounce bar, right? Boom, you guys have another 10-ounce bar. That's it. You're doing 10% at $5,000 a month. That'd be roughly $500 a month, or 20 ounces a month. That's if you're doing that. Let's take that away and do some more math. So if you're doing, let's say for easy number's sake, $100,000 a year income, $100,000 a year divided by 12 months comes out to $833.33, right? That's your monthly income. If you're going to do 5% of that, be $416 or so. That would give you close to, I don't know, $20 face of, and maybe a little bit more. Maybe you get that plus one extra there if you do a constitutional, depending on where spots at. Like I said, today is roughly about 25 an ounce. So spot's always going to fluctuate. Buy the dips. Dollar cost averaging is going to be your friends, guys. So you're not going to buy this. You can spread it out and do just a little bit a week. So what do we say? That is, this would be roughly a month's purchasing If you're making $100,000 a year and you're doing 5%, right? So maybe you buy all this at once for that 1 month. Or maybe you break it up and to weekly. So you do $5 face of your constitutional every week. You could do it like that too, or whatever you want to do. But if you're going to do 10%, let's just say you do 10%, right, of your $100,000 a month, $100,000 a year annual income. If your $833.33 monthly income, you're going to do 10%, it'd be 833, right? Let's just say, yeah, you're going to get a couple of these. There's 500. Here's another 180, so you're at 680. Maybe you want to diversify a little bit. You want to do some dimes, more fractional too. Is another $100. Now you're at 780. You're not quite at that 833. So what do? Maybe you get a couple of more collectible rounds, and boom, there you go. That's 10% of your $100,000 a year monthly dollar cost averaging. That's what you can get in a month right there. Boom, that's a lot of stuff right there, right, guys? Well, what if you're not making that much money at all? What if you're making way less than that? Let's just say you're making $30,000 a year, right? So we're going to cut everything in half there. Instead of 60, we'll call it 30 divided by 12. Still, that'd be 2,500. So let's just say 10% of that 2,500 would be 250. So you're stacking as much as you possibly can. You're breaking yourself off. It's 250 a month, right? So what's all that look like at the end of the year? You say you're broke as a joke like me, and you're only stacking 250 a month on average. So now you got 250. I want to say 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. Let's get a stack of some rounds in there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, 11 months. What else? We're going to throw it off. What are we going to end it off with? Let's get some collectibles in there, right? Let's just say we get all that in there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's call it 8, because you're not going to get as much if you do collectibles, right? So if you get all that right there. Sorry, my camera's a little out of focus there. I must have bumped it or something, right? Back it up just a little bit. So yeah, that right there, guys. Even if you were broke as a joke, making $30,000 a year, staying at mom's house or whatever, that's fine. Everybody starts somewhere, and you're only saving 10% of your income every month, and you're going to put it in precious metals. Let's just say silver for this instance. This is what's going to look like at the end of the year. This is a pretty good stack for somebody that just started out and doesn't make hardly any money at all, but he has something to show for it at the end of the year. I hope this video finds you guys and finds you well, and I hope this helps out somebody to give them a little motivation in starting stacking. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and all that. And please keep stacking, stack 'em high.